I'm Gary YouTube from Cultaholic, joined by yet another Gary YouTube as we do some more Gary YouTubing here on Cultaholic. Gary YouTube, are you ready to do some Gary YouTubing?
Gary YouTube I am. You're going to have to explain this to me, Ross.
It's just basically what all the big YouTubers do. Like, the only things you see on YouTube, like, we'll go and buy some bath bombs in January, we'll do some tier list in December, stuff like that.
Gotcha, okay,
yeah,
nice.
We're going to do some
so
Gary
we're all
YouTube.
Gary YouTube,
We're all
right?
Gary YouTube, yeah, we're just fantastic. It's what all the people want to see. So as you all know, we're going to do some tier listing today. We're going to rank things from basically the best to worst, but not the best to worst, because they go in individual tiers. We have the best, lovely, middle of the road meh, just about bearable, and get in the bin for the Raw roster. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I mean, I don't enjoy watching Raw week to week, but this should be fun.
Yeah, it should be. Hit the intro. So we're kicking things off with the face that used to run the place, Uncle Alan, the mother lover. He likes the moms.
He does, and he looks like one as well.
It's AJ Styles. There's only one place you can go.
He's going straight to the best.
He's straight to the best, isn't he?
Of course, he's the total package, which is weird, because like when I...
No, he's not. He's too smart.
Well, this is the thing. Like when you think about what makes a great wrestler great, the three real fundamentals, I think, are in-ring talent, which he's got absolutely heaps of, looks, which maybe isn't a 10 on for sure.
Hey, I would give him a solid 9.
Would you?
If he
solid 9-incher.
Flicked his hair in the wind, I'd drop my kecks.
And the other thing is mic skills, which is something that he's improved upon, but he's not there yet. His wrestling ability just is so good that you sort of forget about it.
He's so much better as a heel, more natural as a heel.
I agree, yeah, I agree.
And yeah, just catchphrases and stuff. That's just typical babyface commentary, though. Catchphrases, just run them down and make them unlikable.
Agreed, totally agreed. That was an easy one, that. I like that.
But next up we have... Is it Akam or is it Razar? I think it's
Akam. It's in alphabetical order, so I assume it's Akam.
I can never tell. We have AOP number 1.
This is tough, isn't it? Because he's not quite lovely, but he's not meh, is he? on Raw, I guess. I was That's the thing. What have they done?
On these tiered videos, we look at their Raw careers in a bit of a vacuum, but it's a bit different with WWE because we know them all so well.
It's hard, isn't it? So we're discounting NXT here.
We're going to have to because it's
He's
Raw.
a meh.
It is a meh.
Because they've done a shame because they're so good in NXT.
It's building towards something quite interesting with Seth Rollins.
But we're not there yet. At the time of recording, we're not there yet. They haven't had a proper match on Raw.
The willy-won't-y sort of like, are they getting together, are they not? It's quite interesting, isn't it? And then the name of the Architects of Pain. Can you imagine the T-shirts and Seth Rollins saying that 1,000,000 times per promo? It's exciting stuff. But I don't think you can go any higher than meh with both the Authors of Pain.
No, we know they're capable of lovely, but they're not there yet.
No. Bring back the turtle masks, that's what we need. You might as well do Razar as well while we're there. Just
bring back Ellering.
Bring back...
No, Razar's going in the bin.
Why?
No, he's not. They're the same person.
I'd say he's the better one of the two. He's the former MMA man.
Yeah,
he's the harder man. He's better looking as well.
Do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Razar's better looking.
He looks like Sal off Impractical Jokers a bit, doesn't he?
Sal's a handsome man.
Yeah.
Sal's got your neck in his knees. You know when he does that dance?
Oh, right.
That thing you do, your neck. I can never work out how you do that. Anyway.
I'm a giraffe, Ross.
Yeah. Akira Tozawa. I'm tempted to go lovely.
Whoa. I was like, oh man, I was like, oh, he's not quite getting the bin. It's just about bearable. That's the way that I see him.
And his role now is jobber. Mm-hmm. But when he's doing the jobbing, he's really fun to watch, as Michael Cole would say.
He's good. You know what? He made Drew look like $1 billion Scottish pounds. He
flew around the ring.
Yeah, the sell of the Claymore kick this week was absolutely spectacular. Does he deserve points for that, for being good at losing?
Yeah,
he does, because that's important.
He's not mad because I'm entertained watching him. I don't know about you.
Yeah, so am I.
You can't just go, oh, mad to Akira Tozawa, I'm not going to enjoy this.
I don't like the noises.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha! I do it. I like
ha! Ha! Yeah.
He's got a cough.
So, but he's not lovely.
He can't be mad, though. You don't feel nothing.
We're missing a tier, aren't we? He's not lovely. Sam would hit me in the face for that. He's got
a weird fetish for 205 Live.
Everyone on there, he absolutely loves bloody Davari.
He likes Davari. But I'd argue bottom of lovely. And I guess on the main roster as well. I don't know if the crew, like the 205 Live stuff counts at all. Is that main roster?
It was for a bit.
It's a weird no man's land, isn't it?
It was on Raw for a bit. Can we count it? I feel like 205 Live shouldn't count.
I just feel like Tozawa's that entertaining. It's too harsh to put him in meh.
But he's never going to achieve anything.
No, he's not, though. No, he's not.
So he's not lovely.
He can't be meh, though.
No, he's not meh.
Flip a coin. You got a coin on you?
I haven't. Let me have a look at my wallet. What have I got?
Let's flip a card.
Let's flip my my provisional driver's license. Okay, so heads up. He's lovely.
Bottoms down.
Bottoms down. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up, yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Heads up.
All right,
bottom.
there you go.
I'd say he is the bottom guy in lovely.
Okay, we'll put him there. Does this go in order as well?
No, that would take years.
Okay,
but
right.
We'll make sure that Tozawa's at the bottom.
Okay,
so
sure.
next up we have Aleister Black, who is a weird one.
Oh, man.
Because NXT Aleister Black.
Fantastic.
It was the second coming of The Undertaker and all that malarkey. Main roster Aleister Black is a pathetic man who sits in a room and says, "Here, you, come and fight me, but I'm in this room where you don't know where it is."
Yeah.
It's
It's another one we know he's capable of so much, which is going to be a theme, I guess, for all of these.
Instead of going to the ring and calling you out to pick a fight with me, I'm going to sit in the room where nobody knows where I am, and I'm going to just talk bollocks from week to week to week.
We can count here his main roster arrival and tagging with Ricochet.
That was good. It didn't make any sense to me.
No, it didn't.
But the matches were
The
good.
matches were great. They were always the highlight of Raw. He's not meh. He's lovely, for sure.
I'd say he's lower down lovely, but just
not above Akira.
But just. It's really... Are we getting blinkered too much by NXT here?
Maybe. But he's another one that I see as being like a future main eventer.
He could be if they just ditch this pick a fight with me malarkey.
Yeah, and then not having many fights except for the occasional
His
crap
main
match on
roster
Raw.
debut against Cesaro, was it Cesaro, that match he had as a singles guy? That was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good
But he
match.
just doesn't wrestle to... This feud with Buddy Murphy should be where we are proved right by putting him in lovely.
Agreed. I was just reading a report that that match has been scrapped from TLC.
What?
I don't know. Too many other non-matches to put on, I guess.
Well, out of the entire card that hasn't been announced
Right.
at all since the West.
Black Mass is an unbelievable finisher. It's my favourite finisher in the 2K games because it's one of those like hit it out of nowhere and it's so impactful. He's lovely, isn't he?
Just, I'd say.
I would put him lovelier than AOP there as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. There you go.
Sometimes the guy who's at the front just doesn't want to budge for political reasons.
Oh, God, yeah, I've moved him there. He's in between them. There's a stable for you.
Akam is better than Aleister Black, that's what I say. Andrade next up. I mean, for me, there's only one answer. But I'm a bit worried because we've been going now. How long has he been on the main roster? A year and a half?
Yeah.
He hasn't really gone anywhere, has he?
Man, his matches on SmackDown, I know we're talking about Raw here primarily, but like his matches on SmackDown were some of my favourite. That bloody Rey Mysterio, absolutely unreal. He should be in the best by now, but he's not there, is he?
No. I'd even argue, right, this is going to be harsh. Is he meh?
No.
Is he the
really?
top of meh? I mean, in terms...
You can't put bloody Akira Tozawa above Andrade.
But like, I'm more... I sit there thinking, wow, Andrade is a fantastic wrestler.
Yes.
And the physical prowess and what he does in the ring is spellbinding at times. But I'm more entertained by Akira Tozawa, if that makes any sense.
That is ludicrous.
I find
that is ludicrous,
No.
Ross. That is...
Do you not smile more while watching Akira Tozawa?
No.
The matches they're booked in as well helps as well, because outside that Rey Mysterio feud, what's he done?
I agree there. Look at his moveset. Everything he does is so impactful. He's like Aleister Black in that way. Those running knees to the corner.
They are good, but
so fun to watch.
But when he's doing them against insert man here,
Yeah.
are they the same? I'm talking bollocks, aren't I? I'm lovely.
You can't put him in there. You just can't.
But I'm very worried, is my point. He's been continuing the same, like, oh, let's have a match to show how good he is. But then let's not build on that for a year and a half now. I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm worried as well.
Worried I am.
Because I see all the potential in the world for him. And the partnership with Zelina Vega
It works.
is fantastic. Classic old school manager, but
Yeah.
sort of contemporary at the same time. He's lovely,
He is
isn't
lovely.
Let's
Yeah.
get him in there.
But, you know, if he continues a bit more on this run of just, you know, here's a good match to show. It's like the Viking Raiders. That sort of...
Well, they don't know what to do with him. He's
No.
another guy that, like Viking Raiders, we'll get to them in a bit, I guess. But Jesus Christ, just How the hell have we gone from almost proper matches with established Raw stars, if you can call them that, Hawkins and Ryder or whatever, and then back to squash matches, local talent? What's the point?
It's been 11 squad.
We know they're good. We know they're really good, strong lads.
That's including the one against Mark Andrews and Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon Webster.
Jerry Lawler, arsehole. So next up we have Angelo Dawkins, who if we were sat here maybe 6 weeks ago, maybe a bit longer, I would have gone, he is the luckiest man in professional wrestling today.
To be teamed up
hitching his wagon to big Montez Ford. But I'm going to argue, just about bearable.
I agree.
Because
he's not getting the bin.
No, not at all. But he's been there for so long, and I guess the deadpan works against Montez Ford because Montez Ford is so big. But I'm watching Angelo Dawkins both wrestle and talk. It's not doing anything for me.
Sort of reminds me of Enzo and Cass in that regard. Enzo, this ball of charisma, and then you've got this charisma vacuum behind him who's just there. And yeah, as you say, sort of lucky to be paired. As I'm saying, lucky to be paired with Enzo. Jesus. You know what I mean? He's not getting the bin, and you know what? He's a good hot tag in the same way that Cass was as well. When Angelo's getting beaten up. No, sorry, when Montez is getting beaten up and he makes that hot tag, it works, but he's just like, Montez is up here. Angelo's down here.
Yeah.
The sooner I don't want to say the sooner he gets away from the better, because they've got work to do.
Hey, that is a big weight around Montez Ford's ankle.
He must be livid.
Yeah, I would be as well. He could be Montez could be a world champion.
Do you reckon?
How long has he been in NXT for? It's been at least 2 or 3 years
it's
now.
been a while.
He could be a lot higher up the card than he is now with Big Angelo. And especially now they're just presenting. They did that thing on Raw this week. It was like, oh, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Shilling stuff. They did that with Enzo and Cass as well. All of the hype in the world, they come to the main roster and then they're shilling KFC 2 months later. And that's what puts people off as well, because they don't want to get behind a couple of shills. And
I'm just looking at this here. We've got Andrade, Akam and Rezar. Is that right? Can we do that?
They're not meh. AOP aren't meh. Maybe AOP are meh.
Maybe they are. I'm sitting
at the moment, at this point in time, and it could be different come Tuesday morning, but at this point in time, maybe they're meh.
I think they are meh. It's a bit too... They've had like 2 or 3 appearances. They dragged Kevin Owens away and did something to him before Kevin Owens escaped.
Awkward promo as well with them. It was a bit...
They drove in a car.
Yeah, they've sat backstage. They beat up Heath and... Who? Heath and someone backstage.
Oh, was it Apollo Crews? Just to show, like, we're the biggest and baddest on this roster. We'll show you this by beating up Heath Slater and Apollo Crews.
Let's put him down.
It just doesn't look right, does it?
No, it doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. This little lad here doesn't look right, Ross.
I'm a big fan of Tozawa.
Yeah, I can tell.
We can barter during this, by the way. If you want to lower one down and then leave one for me later on.
That no longer looks right as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You've got 2 future main eventers there, and then Akira.
Look at the gallery on WWE.com where Akira Tozawa's in a zoo. And tell me different.
I know you. This is how bloody Otis ended up in the best.
Otis is fantastic.
Otis is fantastic, but the best.
Oh,
the best.
You could watch him for hours. You could put...
No, that's not true. 7 minutes is plenty.
You could put Otis in a cage in a zoo and have people pay upwards of $50 per day to just stand there and watch him live in his natural habitat.
It's different. Okay, we'll leave that as it is for now.
Right, I'm happy with that. But
just
Angelo,
about bearable.
I'm going to have to... Yeah, are you happy with that?
Yeah, totally.
The man, Becky Lynch.
I think she's the best.
I think she's the best as well. I think maybe things are getting a bit too stale with the tough woman thing. Maybe it's just... I think it's the same with Charlotte Flair as well. I think Corey Graves was saying this in his podcast this week. It got shared everywhere yesterday. The momentum's gone.
Since they put them in the tag.
Yeah, it just doesn't make too much sense. It took away a lot more than it's given them.
Yeah, all it's demonstrated is they don't have anyone on Becky and Charlotte's level. And that's it. No, Becky's definitely like that. Mike's skill's amazing. She's really, really good in the ring. She's not as good as Charlotte, I would argue, but we'll get to that. But as a sort of, once again, a package, somebody that you want to tune in and watch, Becky Lynch is always entertaining.
And in terms of
she does her job great.
In terms of her Raw career, she'd main event at WrestleMania, so
there you go.
What can you say?
Totally.
The first one ever. Billie Kay, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's really hard, isn't it? Because they've done bugger all.
Yeah, they just disappear.
But you watch everything online that doesn't get included in the weekly Raw shows, and you can't just think anything but lovely, lovely, lovely.
No, she's not the strongest in the ring by any means, but her personality shines through.
Is it? Yeah.
No, exactly. And they're like, as far as when they lose, it's just as entertaining as when they win. I wish they'd do a little bit more with them because it's another one of those things you watch and you smile.
Yeah.
Because they're so funny and they maximise their minutes. They're always thinking about how to do something.
0 minutes.
Yeah, right. No, like when they're outside the ring and when they got eliminated, was it? And they thrown a paddy on the outside, and it's like, oh man, I wanted to see more of that. I tuned into the WWE.com exclusive just to see her flip out more.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Who is the better of the Iconics?
We'll get there. I think from personality, it's Billy.
It
is Billy.
I would love to go for a pint with Billy. A day in Wetherspoons with Billy Kay would be a right.
What would she drink?
She would
You'd drink the same thing. She'd be on the hooch and the bloody WKDs.
Dark fruits as well. I tell you what though, dark fruits out the tap.
Is there a big difference?
It's smoother. It's delightful.
Smooth. Okay, right.
Lovely.
Let's get
lovely. Which is, it's weird to say because obviously we're doing Raw careers in a vacuum here, but they do so much more outside of the show that you can't not like them and want to put them in lovely. It's a weird thing.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley. Just about bearable.
Yeah. I do laugh.
He in the bin?
I do laugh though when he puts on that creepy face.
Go on, get it.
You know when Lana's doing something, he just sits in the background like, and he's just giving. Oh, that's funny, but it's not intentional on his part, is it? Or is it?
He's another one we can know he can be good. His TNA heel run, very, very good.
I keep hearing that, but I'm yet to see it in WWE.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I'm getting into the Rusev stuff now.
You
I know
are?
you're not. No, I know. I've talked about this. I talked about this in a news video earlier today. I talked about it on Graded. When Rusev hopped that barricade, you can't tell me you weren't excited.
Oh, I'm excited every time he appears on the show.
Rusev's making it more than Bobby and Lana.
I was saying as well, like if we're making our way through this absolute swamp of storyline just to get to Rusev Day being back and being allowed to be the thing it should have been around WrestleMania last year, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and people are still into it. When he's out there, they're chanting Rusev Day, Rusev Day.
Yeah.
People want to get on board with that.
I mean, people wanted it back then, but they killed it for some
absolutely.
unknown reason. But
I don't know, he got his match with AJ, didn't he?
Did he? I can't remember that one.
WWE title match.
On SmackDown, was it?
Pay-per-view, I can't
Was
remember
it?
which pay-per-view.
God,
I
all
want to say
blazing
Fastlane, but
on,
maybe it
isn't
wasn't. I would be tempted to get him in the bin, you know.
He is definitely a man who should be booked not to talk ever.
Yes.
And just wrestle and beat people up. Then he would be maybe in the best because in the ring.
In the best!
In the ring, don't tell me the stuff he doesn't know. When he hoists
Spectacular. The suplex that lasts for about 20 minutes, really, really
but
impressive.
It's everything
but there
else.
are lots of strong lads.
Everything else drags him down.
Yeah, I agree. He's just a man. You look at his stupid little pea head, and do you know what I mean? He's like, there's a reason, like the bathtub.
Do you hear that, Bobby? Adam Pacitti thinks you've got a stupid little pea head.
Bring it on, pal. Yeah, he's just an unusual and silly man to look at, and I can't take him seriously. Even as like a dominant, super strong heel, I just think, look at his stupid little pea head.
But yeah, in terms of his Raw run as well, the storylines he's been given, we've always got this one with Lana.
Sammy.
We had the one with Sammy, and then the sisters, the sisters who took him into a field and tied him up and beat him with a broom. And
that makes me want to get behind him.
Then it's like, I love you, sisters.
You're swaying me towards the bin here.
I think he's no worse off than Angelo, but he's no better than Angelo at the same time.
God, that's big, isn't it? Former TNA World Champion on the same tier.
But they used him a lot better, didn't they, in TNA? By all accounts.
Absolutely. Yep.
So next up we have Buddy Murphy, and this is a difficult one as well because
I'm torn between the best and lovely here.
Oh, I don't think he can be the best.
Amazing.
He hasn't been used enough to be the best out.
You're right. You're right. But he's definitely lovely.
Yeah.
Tell me he's not lovely.
He is lovely.
He is.
But then again, the only thing that could weigh him down is the fact he hasn't been used too much.
And they had the perfect opportunity over on SmackDown when he was involved in the Roman stuff accidentally.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, Jesus Christ, the secret's out. And now the secret's back in the bag. That's what's in bloody Eric Rowan's cage, the secret of Buddy Murphy.
He had about 20 pairs of those ripped shorts made with the best kept secret written on them. They had to do something with the secret.
Yeah, fair.
But that match with Roman Reigns on SmackDown, I guess we have to take into account, and then all of his 205 Live stuff speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I'd say lovely. Hopefully this thing with Aleister Black propels both of them into the best. Because they
if
need
they
to
give
use
them a match.
more.
Yeah, of course they do.
God almighty me.
Well, you see here it's a bloody stacked roster, isn't it, already? Or it's a busy roster
This
anyway.
is the thing that I realised making this bloody thing, how little they use a lot of people.
Yeah.
They use the same
Look at
people
poor little EC3 there. Oh, we'll get to him.
Yeah. Lovely.
He's just somebody that I find so captivating to watch. He's really unique, isn't he? He's really unique in everything that he does. I think his promos are great as well. And yeah, he feels real. He feels like a real dangerous man.
I wasn't
like
a fan of his promo this week. where it felt like he was
Yeah.
trying to get a Seth Rollins-esque catchphrase over, where it was like, I will be the one to calm you down.
Strong
Get
stuff.
that on a t-shirt.
Calm you down. That's what people want.
Hey,
Calm down. Calm down.
They've got a t-shirt. What's Becky Lynch's t-shirt? It's like, I don't give a crap about your feelings or something
They
like
just
that.
don't get it, do they? They just do not get it.
People have to go out in public wearing these, man. So next up we have Cedric Alexander, and Cedric Alexander can get in the bin. And I'm going to tell you why, Adam.
Oh, man.
Wrestler, absolutely fantastic. Potential top tier in terms of just what he does in the ring. But we've known this man for 3 years, and I still don't know anything about him other than his name is Cedric Alexander. He's a good wrestler, and he's a nice man.
I agree. I literally got nothing to add to that. I don't know why I should invest in Cedric Alexander. Look at the Raw roster down here. There are bloody 20, 30 really great wrestlers on Cedric's level. Maybe not 20, 30. Actually, there's a lot. But yeah, there's no reason to invest. The bloody Gary Garbutt thing, what the hell was that?
No. But I guess it is just a modern day commentary on WWE superstars, because when we were growing up, everyone had a defined character. Undertaker, you could sum up in one sentence. Mankind, one sentence. Kane, one sentence. Now, good wrestler.
And there's a few good wrestlers with lack of character, even right there on the screen now, which is a great shame to say. And I'm not looking for like. You mentioned some there who are like, especially Kane and Undertaker.
You need a
sort
few
of
of them.
supernatural thing. Yeah, you do need a few, and we got that in the Fiend
Don't
right
need too
now.
many though.
But like, even like, look down the roster. Maybe a bad example. Val Venus. You knew exactly who
Eddie
he was.
Guerrero, like Eddie Guerrero wasn't a main eventer when we were growing up. He was like
No.
intercontinental level. He had a defined character with China and stuff like that. Everyone had a character,
Yep.
and now they don't. And I think that's the main. Because is it too harsh to put him in the bin? Because it's not exactly his fault. But then you think he would try and do something outside the box. Maybe put the onus on him. I don't know. I'm not invested at all, and it's weird because he's a fantastic wrestler, but I just don't care.
It's not enough anymore to be a fantastic wrestler.
No.
It's just not.
Because everyone is. Well,
I feel
most
bad
people
about
are.
this, Ross.
Should we go bearable? Because you can't.
No, because I watch his matches, especially on
You
Raw at
still
the moment.
feel
I don't
anything,
care.
do you? No.
I don't care. It's not bearable. I want to turn off.
Yeah.
That's awful, isn't it? Sorry, Cedric.
But that's WWE's fault. It's not our fault.
Yes, yeah, totally.
So next up we have Charlotte Flair.
The best.
Yeah, she is the best.
Without a doubt, I think she's the best women's wrestler in the world. And any time I say that, I get a load of slack
I
for
get
it.
that because I agree as well. In terms of money draw, everything, promo, wrestling, all sorts.
Everything.
Everything in. Charlotte is the best.
As a heel, I think she's the best female wrestler, even as a character of the last 15 years or so. You know exactly what she's about. And she's so good at everything she does. She can carry opponents who shouldn't be having great matches. She can carry them to great matches, and she's done so many, many times. I think she's brilliant.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not. It bothers me that the hot shotting of the title, and it always goes back to Charlotte because they want to boost that number and everything like that. But that's again not really her fault.
No, she's not going to say no when they go to and say, "Do you want to win a title?"
No. And
I
it will
agree.
be compelling when she gets to that number. I think that will be an interesting storyline.
Hopefully it's not like too soon though. She's on 10 already, for God's
right.
sake, after 3-4 years.
She's just so good, isn't she?
She is. I don't know how you can say. It is just the booking that holds her back and hampers people's perception of her.
Yeah, exactly. The reason that we get a load of slack is because she is booked too strong, and it always ends up back with Charlotte.
I mean,
not even just a bet.
that stuff with Becky at SummerSlam 18, that was absolute nonsense.
Sure, yeah. But
that's-
it's nonsense at the moment as well. Them tagging together with
It is, yeah.
But again, that's a very short part of her main roster career and even
Yeah.
her Raw career. And I think
She is the best, yeah.
I'd put her right there if we're going to order them. AJ, Charlotte, Becky.
Curt Hawkins.
Entertaining.
Yeah. But
He plays a very useful role in that he's somebody that can get other people over as well. He's very, very good at making other people look good, and that has been his role for an awful long time. I like him.
I do like him as well. But it's again down. I know they were the tag team. They were the tag team champions at WrestleMania, weren't they?
Yep.
That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But since then, since they lost the titles, they haven't been used too much, have they?
No, not really. They got beaten up a few times.
I don't know how to feel about this because just about bearable. No, because he's good at
I
his
think
job.
he's meh.
Yeah, I'd probably go with meh. I don't think we can put him in lovely, lovely, lovely just because of the role he plays. But they just play that role well.
Yeah, totally.
Do you like the figures thing?
The figures thing?
The podcast he does with Zack Ryder?
Oh, I've not listened to it. I know Zach's a big, he's got all the Hasbros. But I haven't
All the
listened to-
Hasbros.
I think he's a really charismatic guy, actually, as well. When I have seen him do interviews and stuff, sort of out of character, away from WWE screen, I think he's really good, and I think he plays the sort of the sympathetic baby face. He plays it really, really well.
Yeah. I'm glad they got rid of the face of the facts thing. That was a load of nonsense. The Chuck,
Yeah, it was
Chuck
the
Norris.
the cane.
Plus, he also, I think he had a hand in. Did MJF go to his school, the Creator Pro thing?
Is that right?
Aye, so maybe he should
Fair
be in the
play to
best.
him. Yeah, right. By association.
It's somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
It's a meh.
Oh,
It's a meh,
I'm
which
happy
is a
with him.
shame, isn't it? Because if you said to me, "What do you think of Curt Hawkins?" I wouldn't go meh. I'd go, "Yeah, I think he's pretty good."
Yeah, he's pretty good, yeah. But I don't think he can be lovely, 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 can he?
No, he's not. No, I think meh's the right place there.
Drew McIntyre.
He's so close to the best.
He
But
is-
not in his Raw career. Not in his Raw career.
The thing that's holding him back is his promos.
Really? I love his promos.
Because he says the same thing every single bloody week.
About how hard
I'm
he
going
is.
to make your life a misery. I'm going to make you feel all of the pain. He just speaks like, he doesn't speak like a human being. Nobody, a man-child would go, you can just imagine, a real man wouldn't, what am I trying to say here?
You're speaking on behalf of all the hard men.
Yeah, I am. I'm like Ross Kempney, but just a bit fatter. They don't speak like that, do they? They don't go, I'm going to make your life a living misery. Oh, I'm going to do this and that. He just says the same thing every other week, doesn't he?
It's quite old school, his promo delivery. Just about him being harder than his opponent and he's going to beat you up.
Outdated.
Yeah, maybe that's a more accurate word.
Repetitive is what I'm trying to get at here. He's just saying that he's saying the same unrealistic, not unrealistic, but it doesn't feel natural. He's just saying it over and over again. I think that's the main thing that's holding him back.
I think his delivery sort of overpowers some of the bad scripting, and that when Drew talks, I think I do listen, and I think I am sort of interested in what he has to say. Even if it is a bit repetitive, I believe the fact that he is a hard man, and he thinks he's a really hard man.
He is a hard man.
He's a very hard man.
He's a very big man.
He's lovely, lovely, lovely.
He is,
He's not the
absolute
best.
least, yeah.
It's
But I
just a
think
shame at how they've used him.
That's what's keeping him from the best, is this repetitive promos for me.
Future world title holder,
Hopefully.
without a doubt.
We've been saying this
Surely.
for like 10 years
Yeah,
now.
we have. Even when he came back and he was the chosen one, it was just like, well, even Vince likes him, right? Okay, let's put him lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, I'd say
Just out of interest, where would you put him in?
I'd say he's close to this. I'd say he's bigger, higher than Andrade.
Get that down the end. That's ridiculous. I think that's about right. Higher than Andrade.
I'd say
I
he's-
love Andrade.
I do like him as well. I'd say
Yeah,
Drew.
I think that's about right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, Buddy above Black.
Whoa!
I love Buddy. I love Buddy.
The gimmick is bad for Alistair, isn't it?
Oh, dear. Oh, I just see what we got
How
next.
do we deal with this? Because it's EC3, by the way, boys and girls. We all know what he's got. And what he's got does not match how he's used. He should be upper echelons of the card in a heel role.
Yep.
But he is barely used in the 24/7 picture.
Oh man, it's tough, isn't it? Because we were talking about characters earlier. As far as defined characters go, he's probably got he's top 5 strongest out of the
definitely.
whole roster here.
But then how
I
he's
know
been
exactly
used
what he's about. Yeah,
weighs him down.
and the way that he's used as well is completely anti what his character is. He can't continue doing that character when he's like barely used, even on main event. I know he's off at the moment with a concussion and all that. Oh, you can't put him in the bin though. You can't put him in the bin.
But then just about meh. It's got to be meh. Does it have to be meh? EC3 meh. I guess the way they've
in
used
WWE,
him,
yes.
the way they've used him, you've been conditioned to think meh. Because you can't say just about bearable, because that doesn't fit him, because we all know he's good.
Imagine how excited he was when he went away and he proved his work. He was Derek Bateman and he went away to bloody Impact and he became EC3 and he was a world champion and he was brilliant. He was absolutely fantastic to watch. One of the best heels Impact has ever had.
Again,
and he comes back and it's like, yeah, they're going to do something with it. And then he's
It's another example of Impact using somebody like Lashley correctly,
Yeah.
and then WWE getting this same guy and not using him correctly.
he could be a top heel.
I'd say meh. Because thinking EC3 just about bearable, EC3 getting the bin, that doesn't fit for me. I think we've been preconditioned.
On
to think
WWE
meh.
TV, I'm going to argue that he's just about bearable rather than meh.
He does some funny things though. He's taken
facials are good, aren't they?
When he's actually used on TV, when he's running through the backstage chasing after the 24/7 champion with
the
a
little things.
a random thing in his hand, and he did that thing when he froze in the mirror. Do you remember that one?
Yes,
He was
yeah.
just backstage posing, and he froze. When he's on screen, he does something that makes you think, oh,
Yep, maximise your minutes. He's
Yeah.
good at it. And
I'm happy to go mad, just about bearable.
I think it's just about bearable on WWE TV,
I'm happy
which
to
is
go with that.
very depressing, isn't it?
It
There you
is.
go, Ethan. But let's put him at the top of there.
Yeah.
Eric Rowan, interesting. I think he's like playing the monster heel. I think he's very, very good at it. I think he's improved loads in the ring. I hate the current storyline because I've stopped caring what's in the cat cage.
It's a camera.
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah, it's a GoPro.
I think he's incredibly boring, me. I don't get the Eric Rowan push. I think when he's talking, I know it might meant to be like supposed to be like sort of unhinged and not coherent, but to me, it comes across as a guy who's struggling in his role to speak words, which is ironic for me to say. I know.
I agree. He was the weakest of the Wyatts, without a doubt. I mean, the position that he's in now should be Luke Harper's. Is that simple?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Luke Harper is better in every single way.
Yeah.
Apart from a southern accent, maybe.
The squashes aside, recently he's not boring to watch, but I just remember like, I wish Luke Harper was in the ring and not this bloke.
Yeah.
Like even in the tag matches, just waiting for the Luke Harper tag so you can see some good stuff. Like in the ring, he's not the strongest by any means.
The best thing about Eric Rowan, is his theme.
Yeah,
I like
he's
his
got
theme.
a nice theme. Luke Harper had a lovely theme.
He did,
The eye.
eyes,
Yeah, WrestleMania in that ladder
Eric
match.
Rowan,
Yeah.
just about bearable.
Yep, agreed. Somewhere in the middle.
Can't wait to see what's in the case, though. So next up,
What do you think it is? What do you actually think it's going to be?
I've got no idea.
I think it's going to be nothing.
Nothing.
Genuinely, I think he's imagined something and that's part of his character.
Might be a sheep mask.
How underwhelming will that be when the thing comes off?
Do you reckon it'd be a sheep mask?
What? And he's going to do it on his own? Maybe he leads his own cult of...
I used to quite like that when he had the sheep mask with the gas mask integration.
Yeah, agreed.
That was quite nice. I don't know. I just don't care. Eric Rowan is boring. So next up we have Eric Young, who's in the same boat for me as EC3.
Agreed.
In that we know
he's
exactly...
another former Impact champion as well. Here we go.
We know he can be a Poundland Daniel Bryan. We know he can be a psychotic heel in Sanity.
Chaos. Sanity. Tomato.
Yeah. But again, this is weird because we're sat here on, Friday the 6th of December, and we've just watched a Raw this week where he took Andrade to a really competitive 10-minute match.
Yep.
Which is really weird to me, does it signal there's a push coming for Eric Young? Because why the hell would Eric Young, who is used just as much as EC3, take Andrade to a competitive 10-minute match?
I think it's just to give them a bit of use on TV, maybe. I think that's what we're going to see for the next few months, is just these people. Like, No Way Jose was there getting squashed by Rowan this week. There's a lot of people here that we're just going to see pop up once and then go away for 2 months. And I think that's what they'll do with Eric Young. You know what? He would never be upper mid-card in WWE. And I think that's fine. I think he's very, very good. I'd love to see him transfer to a trainer role, to be honest, because I think that's where his biggest value is.
I mean, he's not valued at all on the main roster.
He's not
one of them, is he?
I so want to put him in the bin here for his main roster.
Just for his own, put him out of his misery.
Yeah, there you. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I wouldn't be against that because it is just a shame to see such a talented guy who's proved for all this decade he can be any place of the card you want. He can fulfill.
Yep.
But they just don't use him for whatever reason. It just makes me wonder what people like him and EC3 have done to somebody in power, because they have done something ungodly.
Yeah,
be used as little as they have.
Well, I think they signed a TNA contract a few years ago. That's what they've done.
Does that matter anymore?
Well, yeah, I guess AJ's there in the best, isn't he?
Vince is petty, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe. We can't put him in the bin. He's a really good talker.
He is, yeah.
He doesn't talk on the main roster.
No.
I'm really trying to think. Oh, hello.
Fire alarm.
I'm trying to think of a reason not to put him in the bin, and I don't think I have one. Without sanity, take that into account, and then he's sort of up towards the top. Maybe even lovely. But that doesn't count.
NXT sanity.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, not SmackDown sanity. They were just buried in a hole somewhere and then forgotten about. I'd say just to get him out of his own misery, the bin is the place for him.
You're right.
It's bad to say, isn't it?
We're doing it for you, pal.
Yeah, we've got your best interests at heart. Don't worry about it.
God, you're on the Dignitas with bloody Eric Young there. Right.
Now, speaking about Cedric in the bin, we've now got Humberto Carrillo, who is very much the same as Cedric. Fantastic wrestler, lovely man. I know he's Mexican. I know he's got lovely dimples, but I don't know anything else about him. And that might be too harsh because he's just arrived.
His promo, he just wants to win. That's his character, isn't it? More so than Cedric. He wants to win. He wants to... I like him as well, and I'm entertained watching him. So I don't think he's worthy of the bin, because I enjoy his matches, I think, more than Cedric's. I was going to say, yeah, well.
Just he does like the smiley, happy dimp. I do find myself quite liking him and not just feeling nothing. But still, I want to know more. They're
Yeah.
really bad at telling stories these days, aren't they?
They are. I think they're just waiting for like the next Hispanic star to pop up and the audience to really get on board with them. They've been looking for one since like Mysterio went away, and like they've tried with Del Rio with sort of varying degrees of success. They tried with Sin Cara, and I really did think when I saw him pop up, I thought, hey, this could be the next guy, because I think he's got a really good sort of valiant underdog babyface look. But he hasn't done anything, has he?
Yeah, he wrestles good matches, but as we said before, doing that these days, it just isn't enough. It's just about bearable.
Yeah, I
actually.
agree.
He's
I
not
agree.
meh, because you do feel something, I find. You feel something, a fizzing sensation behind your penis.
Oh, whoops. There we go. Towards the lower end, though. Oh, but not that low. There you go. There you go.
Lawler.
He is fine. He is a fine commentator.
He is better now than he was at the end of his last main roster run, where he was just nothing.
Agreed.
But I think the world has passed him by, because he keeps saying things that just don't belong.
Yeah, I agree. Man, it's weird, isn't it? Because you couldn't get away with the stuff that he's doing in the Attitude Era, obviously, and nor should they be doing that. But back then, he did have a personality. I knew what he was about, and now he's just an old bloke getting things wrong and being all right.
He is the heel commentator these days, believe it or not. That role is defined now. Yeah, he's more heel than Vic.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
I wish he'd turn that up a little bit. I
Yeah.
think that's really important. He doesn't need to be doing all the puppy stuff or the misogynistic BS, but he needs a little bit more than he's doing now.
And he's fulfilling an important role, getting the new lads, Vic and Samoa Joe, now, like, knees behind the table.
Totally, yeah.
Feet under the table.
Because he's sort of not producing it, but I guess he's got
guiding them through.
Yeah, totally, yeah. And so that's important. So maybe meh.
I would argue just about bearable, because sometimes he does say things you just think, what are you doing on the air, old man? As bad as that is to say, they are just waiting for someone to come along and take him out of his seat. But then to that, I would argue now, you've got Vic and you've got Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, while it was undefined this week, as we're sat here on December the 6th, he was sort of heel and face. You can have him as the heel, and Vic, who I think is better than Michael Cole, you can have him as the babyface commentator.
Yeah.
You've got 2 on SmackDown. Why not have 2 on Raw?
I'm not going to argue with that at all. If you were to remove one from the equation, it would be Jerry Lawler.
It would be Jerry Lawler.
But Samoa Joe, I don't want them to Taz him and him just end up on commentary.
I think they have. I don't think we've got a choice in this matter anymore.
You really don't think he's going to come back?
I think they might do an angle like they did with Taz with Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross and the sweetie jar.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Would you like a sweetie? Chris
creepy.
Eubanks.
Yeah. And then what does Joe do? Joe should be a world champion.
He should be a world champion.
I can't wait to get to Joe. I'm going to pitch now. We'll get to it later, but I think Joe's the best.
He is the best.
I think he's got everything. I don't want to see him on commentary. And he's so good. It speaks volumes, the fact that he's so good. He's probably arguably the best one at that table. I think I enjoy his work more than I do Vic's.
He is the best, most realist feeling talker in potentially the wrestling world today.
Yep, absolutely no argument.
You believe every word he says, and it doesn't feel manufactured.
Paul Heyman is obviously like top tier as well, but he doesn't wrestle. As far as wrestlers and talkers go, he's the best. And I mentioned that in a news video the other day, and people were like, "Oh, The Miz, Brian."
No.
They're on I really do think Joe's on a different level.
Brian on the other side. Brian is the babyface, is like the equivalent of Joe as a heel, as a horrible man. We might as well do Joe now. Get Joe in the best. There he is there. And I'm so happy because he's a bigger lad. Making waves in WWE, which is something that wouldn't be happening 10 years ago.
Yeah, totally. He's really unique again, isn't he? You just believe everything, both from an in-ring perspective and a talking perspective. You just believe he's a hard man who could knock the piss out of you.
Yeah, he's just fantastic. But Jerry Lawler, bearable.
Yeah, go on then.
The bottom, I'd say.
Right.
Jimmy and Jay. Let's not talk about their extracurricular activities.
I agrees. I agrees. You know what? I've said for a long time to sort of, again, I get slagged off all the time. I think they're the best tag team in the world. I think Young Bucks is certainly up there, maybe like a similar level. Maybe they're joint. I think Lucha Bros as well. In the WWE, I think they're amazing. After they got past the baby face stuff and slapping all that, not to be disrespectful, that probably was. I just think they're new characters that aren't really new anymore. I think they're so
As
good.
a heel, though, when they were the heels, with that like sort of really energized, captivating, the way the promos just flow together all of a sudden was amazing to see. Yeah. And then they turned them babyface and welcome to to the Uso penitentiary. Catchphrases, get in the bin. But no, when those two are a heel and they're doing what they were doing against the New Day, remember those days on SmackDown Live?
Yeah.
They're in the best.
Bloody that Hell in a Cell match was one of my favourite matches of the last 10 years.
And that gimmick as well with the street clothes and that presentation and the theme as well, it all just came together.
You talk about great talkers. It's another one of those like believing every word they say, isn't it? They really do. Like none of their stuff, even though I would assume that they're pretty heavily scripted, when it comes out their mouth, it feels like it's them talking. Yeah. And that's really important. Are you happy? You think the best?
Definitely.
Yes.
I know they haven't.
Yes.
I know they haven't been used on Raw because they've been missing because they're extracurricular stuff.
Yeah.
But I think in this instance, you just can't ignore what they did before. Here.
Then the New Day held up the tag division for a long time and made it really worth watching. Some of the best matches on pay-per-view cards were very often SmackDown, especially tag team matches.
I think if we ever do a tag team tier, they'll be in the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Let's get them both in there. Big old Jinder. Is he still alive?
Is he 24/7? You occasionally see him pop up there?
Well, he lost the title to Truth on a golf course. And then there was that bit on the plane to Saudi Arabia, wasn't there?
Yes.
And then he hasn't really been seen since, has he? I don't know what's wrong with him. Let us know if you know what's wrong with Jinder Mahal.
Hope you're okay, pal. I don't think he's as bad as people make out in that everybody associates him with the world title run, obviously, a position that he should have never been put in for sure. But he's not bad, and the problem is I'm about to say like he's a really good heel, and then my mind goes to the stupid racist promo with like Shinsuke and that. But actually, as just a heel, if you discount that stuff, he's pretty detestable, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's good at his job. He's a mid-card heel. He should have never been a main event heel.
He's from a different era.
Yeah.
With his wrestling style. He's like Randy Orton. I hesitate to say that, but what he does, it's really old school heel. Nothing flamboyant. You just don't like watching him.
Yeah.
But also, he's another guy who is hampered by absolute basic bitch, horrible storytelling. Horrible promos, horrible this, that and the other. But I'd put him firmly in meh.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm glad. I was worried that you were going to just go get in the bin there.
But it's not. He's just doing what he's been told to do.
Yeah, he's been put in a difficult position, and he works really hard. You can tell that he's worked and he's improved so much, not just in the ring, but his body and all that, and Creepy Pacitti there. Yeah, I think
it also, him in the Sings was a package that worked for me. I used to love him in the Sings.
Yeah, I agree.
The Sings just die on his behalf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and falling over. Yeah, brilliant. Through announce tables every single week.
Karl Anderson. It's really hard, this one, because he is way more entertaining off television than he is on television.
He's a guy with all the charisma in the world.
And they just tell him to stand there and look hard.
But occasionally, like, he'll get a line out and he's very, very... This week on Raw, for example, he's like, look at his hair, he's got lovely hair. Really funny stuff.
Yeah, it's a really hard one, this, because we have to judge them by what they do on, predominantly on television, don't we? Or do we? There are him and Gallows are a lot better off screen than they are on screen.
Yep, it's a tag team that really works for me. I believe them. I like the way they look, the size difference between the two, and I think they're funny, aren't they? They're just funny.
Are they bottom of Lovely, 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 or is that too far? Because imagine if they weren't with Styles and they just came out for a match. What are you feeling?
Not a lot.
Nee, same here.
Not a lot. With Styles, the OC really works for me. On their own, sort of varying degrees of success. I'm glad, I'm actually glad that they got that the Saudi Arabia win in the world's greatest tag team. I actually think that's kind of like it's helped them out a bit, and it makes them like they put them on TV a little bit more as well.
I'm version towards meh.
Yeah, I agree. At the top of meh.
There's Gallows there.
Yeah, I don't have much like Gallows plays his role really well, like as the big man, and he's solid in the ring. Karl Anderson slightly better in the ring, but yeah, they're about the
better
same.
On the mic. Again, I just wish to have let them be more natural, because you listen to that talking shop thing they used to do back in the day, and everything to do like on interviews and stuff. And I think they've appeared on Up, Up, Down, Down a few times. It's all amazing stuff. And why don't they just let them be them? I think maybe it's because they're so likable that they couldn't be heels. If they were allowed to be themselves, maybe that's not a problem. Like another babyface tag team, fine. But they're really, really funny, and I don't think I could boo them. I don't want to boo those two because I know how funny they are. Okay, let's get them in there. That just makes you wonder, why don't they let things just progress organically instead of just, we want this guy to be a heel, therefore he will be a heel. It brings you back to the Rusev Day thing, but that's a different issue. This is very even so far. Look at those top four tiers there. very, very pleasing, isn't it?
It is.
Kevin Owens.
He's the best.
He is the best.
Yep.
Heel or face, everything in, he is the best.
I was really worried when he turned face because I was like, I know he's a really funny.
They're going to make him a fat slob.
No, not so much that. I was just like, he's such a good heel. Can he pull this off? Yes, he can. Yes, he really, really can. And actually, I think his heel run towards the end of it was maybe getting a little bit tired. I think they turned him face at the right time. It was annoying that he had to go back heel just for a little bit and then turn face again. That harmed him a bit, but not much.
Was it Brian got injured? It wasn't really his fault, was it?
Yeah,
Brian got
the
injured.
COVID match. So yeah, I think he's brilliant I'm excited to see him when his music hits, especially at TakeOver the other day. I know that doesn't count. He's a star, isn't he?
He is.
And he's unique again. He's really unique. He's just like, you can associate with Kevin Owens. There's a lot of people on that screen right now that you can't associate with, but Kevin Owens plays the everyman, the Steve Austin.
Yeah.
He plays it really, really well. I'm not just saying that because he does the stunner. He's the best.
And I think he's another one who they allow to be more off the cuff. You look at that stuff with Lana the other day, and that wasn't scripted. That was just him and Lana going back and forth, I feel. Like, I wish they would put more trust in people like Kevin Owens and just let them be them. Oh, it's frustrating.
Are you sad that he seems to be staying on Raw?
I would have loved to see him back in NXT.
Sure.
But then again, if he's going to be the man to shut up Seth Rollins, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Connor!
He's in the bin.
He's still,
I think he's the worst wrestler in the WWE.
I've said this as well. You just look at them in terms of just skill inside the ring, and he is the worst wrestler in WWE.
He's a big man. He feels like he's the guy who should have never made it out of developmental. He's the guy that you should have read an article about. OVW, FCW has released this wrestler because they're not interesting.
But the thing is, when they were the Ascension in NXT, the longest reigning, still I think NXT Tag Team Champions of all time, maybe. Don't quote me on that. There might be. They were good, but since coming to the main roster, and then they were just fed to some old gadgies right at the start.
Yeah.
JBL clotheslined them. They were just being killed there and then.
I think that's the right shout, because I wasn't ever that entertained by them on NXT. I thought they had cool music, they had a cool Tron, a pretty cool gimmick. The Illuminati stuff is quite fun and all that, but I've never been that entertained by their matches, even in NXT.
Yeah, I just think we can't put them anywhere. We can't come out of this with any sort of credence or anything like that without putting them in the bin.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, both of them. And that's bad for Rick Victor down there, because it was his birthday yesterday or the day before, and everyone was like, boo this man on his birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Rick. Happy birthday, Crappy Ascension.
Have a bad birthday. Nah, that's not his fault.
He's a nice bloke.
Yeah.
They're both pretty bad talkers.
In terms of wrestling, Victor he's good. I used to like the way he's like your man Wesley Blake from NXT.
Sure.
His bumping is that's something I pick up on because I'm sad.
You're right, he is enhancement talent roster.
Lana, who wasn't on the Raw roster page, who, by the way, there was a shocking discovery when I was going through this. Shane McMahon is on the Raw roster page.
I saw that. I guess, do you think that means he's coming back? He's not been moved to alumni?
For some reason, AEW or New Japan haven't signed him yet. So maybe he's going to come back to Raw. But Lana, who wasn't on the roster...
Have you included Shane here?
Shane's not on there because he's not on Raw, is he? He's not on Raw.
Half of these people aren't on Raw, Ross. We just talked about two of them. Yeah, Lana.
Straight away, I'm going just about bearable. Because the ravishing Russian, I really did enjoy. Mm-hmm. She would cut promos that said things and that developed things, but now she just says, Kevin Owens said it, didn't he? She just says things without saying anything at all. And when she's I feel bad, like when she's clearly not going by the script and she forgets where she is now, it's painful to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, she does it a lot as well.
40 feet, 90 feet, 90 days, whatever. Then this week on Raw, Kevin Owens, you basic pizza eater, candy eater, basic everyday man. You feel yourself shrink, your testicles go inside your body when she's doing it, when she messes stuff up. I like her. I liked her partnership with Rusev. Yeah. And as I say, I like the Bobby, Lana, Rusev stuff, but it's Rusev making that for me. It's nobody else. That you could swap out Lana with anyone else, and you could swap out Bobby Lashley with anyone else. At the start of this, they were all, when Bobby and that were on the massage, Lana was on the massage table and Bobby, they were all giving it their all, and I was on board. But since then, she's crapped the bed on more than one occasion, and I'm just thinking maybe, go back to the Russian, because when her and Rusev, when she was like was it like an ice queen woman lady who was at WrestleMania and Rusev was in the tank? That was fantastic, I thought, and it just didn't. That could have been a main event level heel, but it never was.
Ooh, I wouldn't go that far.
It could have been. She was good at those promos back in the day.
She was good at the promos.
I didn't always get the flack she got for the Russian accent. Because when she was doing it full ham, I thought she did it quite well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but
she's
now,
not a wrestler either, that doesn't help.
She's not. She's a manager.
Yeah, she is.
Definitely a manager.
Just about bearable?
Just about bearable.
Yeah, I'm with you there. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, because she's...
Liv Morgan.
I don't know how we can't do anything but meh.
Yeah.
Because we all want to see her. I think... I've said it before, when the Riot Squad was a thing, she would always get like a minute in the match where she was in the ring. She would do something that would go, oh, she's really impressive, her. But that would be it.
I fully believe that if they'd ran with the Riot Squad properly, and they kept them together, and they had them win, that they could have been one of the best female stables of all time. It was just a partnership. Those three women together really worked for me.
I think Liv as well, she's got like the potential to be one of the biggest baby faces on the roster. She's just so likeable.
Yeah, she is.
She's like a child in the best possible way. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, totally.
She's very endearing the way she goes on. You can't hate her when she's just did that thing like Live Your Life on Instagram with Lacey Evans, where she's like, Lacey, go and jump in that lake. And Lacey just jumps in the lake, and you think, oh, it's really nice stuff. That.
I love Lacey as well. I think Lacey's great.
But I think just because...
I think she's more meh than just about bearable. It's difficult to know, isn't it? Because she's not come back. I don't want to see her come back in this Sister Abigail.
No.
People are speculating on. I don't think Bray needs it. In fact, no, Bray doesn't need it. I think she's endearing. I think that's the right way to describe it. She's in the ring.
We can't go just about bearable because we haven't had anything too bare, have we?
So where do we put her?
I think meh. She has to go in meh. Just
but that's above just about bearable.
It's middle of the road, though, isn't it? It's not either one way or t'other.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Maria! Da, 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 da. Da, da, da.
Of your life.
Who sang that?
Maria Blondie.
What a tune.
Was it Blondie?
Tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
I think she's a great manager.
Not in WWE.
No, not in WWE.
When she would speak, when that pregnancy thing.
I feel a bit bad for it because the big soap opera angle, they took away from her and Mike, and they gave it to Rusev, Lana, Bobby. And so I feel a bit sorry for her, and I think she's very good at what she does. I do think she brings something to the table, but I'm not quite sure what.
She is a good talker, but when she's been on Raw, the stuff she's been given to say, it just makes you really embarrassed to be a professional wrestling fan.
Yep.
That stuff, when she was pregnant going like on the 24 set, the first ever pregnant 24, when she was just...
Bad. When she was cucking Mike.
Yeah, cucking Mike and just saying you're not a man. Get in the bin for me. And that's not any fault of her own.
But did it make her a good heel? I felt sympathy for Mike, so I feel like it's sort of achieved it. It's a shame it never went anywhere.
Were we meant to feel sorry for Mike?
I think so.
I thought we were meant to be laughing at Mike.
Really?
That's the value. I'm
sure Vince was.
Yeah.
But, maybe I'm wrong there. Yeah, I probably misinterpreted that.
I don't know.
I don't think she's getting the bin worthy. I think she's just about bearable.
I'm fine with that because she is very good at talking when she's given good things to say.
Yeah, and you know what? When she comes back and she has the odd wrestle, I kind of like it. Yeah. It's sort of I get excited. I almost said, but you know what I mean. There she is. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh wow. Well, just gonna. There you go. Mojo Rawley.
Right. Potential. He's not the greatest... Oh, man, you put me on the spot here. Right. Wrestling ability, he's not up there, is he? Let's face it.
I don't know, because when he used to do the hard-hitting rugby tackle, whatever it is.
The finish when he runs up and he...
Yeah. There's certain moves that he does really well and they look devastating.
Yep. Promos, he's really underrated, and I truly believe that. This isn't me doing a bit because I love Mojo Rawley and all that. I really think he's great. When he was doing the cell phone videos with Zach...
When he's standing there going like, I will... When he's speaking really softly and really quietly.
Yes, yeah.
Unbelievable. I love that.
Really good, really good. You can't take your eyes away. Now they've given him some veiny cock face paint.
He's wearing a condom.
He's literally a penis. Oh man, he's not... I really don't want to put him in the bin. I can't let that happen.
How do you save him, though?
You let him talk. I think you let him be himself. As a sort of... I really liked the Hype Bros stuff in... If they'd gone heel and Mojo had just been there sort of antagonising people by being so hype all the time, I think that would have worked. He would have really wound people up because he was annoying. Yeah. He was annoying as a babyface. I liked him and I liked the guy as well.
I consider him a friend, Ross. We DM.
Playboy.
And he sorted us out tickets to the house show as well. We can't put him in the bin. And you know what? I think he's got. I really think he's got potential.
Are we being bribed? Are we sending the message out to any wrestler?
No. Man, as far as his Raw career goes, or even his main roster career, I like watching him. And there are a lot of people with potential here.
I think the before the man in the mirror gimmick, the promos he would cut where he did it 2 or 3 times on television, but when he would do it really slowly and like you'd have to like lean into your screen to hear him. I really like them.
Yeah, me too.
But then you look at everything he's done on the main roster, well, just about everything he's done in WWE full stop.
I think he's brilliant. A brilliant guy. I'm just going out the opinion of the man. I feel sorry for Mojo because I watched a video of him a few weeks ago. You know, they started putting those like dark segments out where some kids win a T-shirt. And all that.
Yeah.
He did one. He came out and he was like, "Hey, whatever town I'm in, you don't deserve to see me wrestle tonight. See ya!" And he walked backstage and it's like, "No, they just don't want you to wrestle." And they should like He's got improvement to make. As a talker, he's great. I can't just help that they're keeping him around so that bloody Kronk can have a match at some point. Oh, Mojo.
I'm going to leave this one up to you. It's definitely it's no higher than meh. If you're putting him higher
I was going to put just about bearable in his main roster career. I think that's fair. I'm not going to... I can't take my personal opinion of the man into account. I know it sounds like I've done so. Because he does stuff well. I wish he was allowed to do it more. He's just about bearable.
Bottom of the bearable.
I'd say above Lawler. Come on.
Lana's above Lawler.
Let's just mess this about. There you go. Maybe there.
That's very generous.
Yeah, okay.
So next up we have Montez. Let's move on because I know you're going to cry in a second. So Montez.
I was dreading it. I was genuinely dreading that bit because I can't defend him, but I don't think it's his fault as well. Montez.
Best.
No. Lovely. He's not there yet, is he?
I guess. Yes, yeah. The way they've been used so far, it's limited. Lovely. But when he grabbed the child,
yeah,
and
when they're in the crowd and people are so into it, the rope shake was fantastic.
He just does things that are top tier, off the cuff.
Yep.
He just gets it, doesn't he?
He's a gift machine. He's both in moves and the stuff that he does.
He's one of those wrestlers who just gets what professional wrestling is.
Yeah. Just an entertaining man.
Yeah.
Entertaining man. He's really great in the ring. He does stuff. Like, some of the moves that he hits better than anyone else on the Raw roster here. He's just really, really fun to watch, and he's saddled with that sack of space.
Oh, right then. But I would agree, just the stuff they've been given on Raw, you can't put him in the best, because he hasn't really done anything yet.
No.
So I'd say lovely.
Yeah, I'm with you
low. If you're going to put him low, I might slap you.
No,
one of my favourite wrestlers today.
Yeah.
Montez, big time.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel confident enough in saying, oh, he's definitely a future world champion, but it wouldn't surprise me.
He's up there for sure.
Yeah,
got to be.
He's really good. He could have as a fiery baby face. Yeah, I think he could do big things, and I think he would be a really great long reigning IC champion or US champion. I think that's a great fit for him now, and then maybe he'll keep doing stuff that catches on, and he will get up there. It wouldn't surprise me.
Just when he said IC champion, there, I can't picture the guy as a heel.
No, not me.
No. Be interested to see if he ever does though. But yeah, lovely. Naomi, that's a weird one because we haven't seen her in a very long time.
She's good.
She is fantastic. I'd say she's one of the most underrated wrestlers. Just wrestlers, full stop.
Yeah.
Because people get blinded by the neon lights and all that malarkey. When you watch the stuff she does in the ring, few other ladies in the wrestling could do what she does.
I don't like the bum-based offense. That bothers me.
If you've got it flawed.
Yeah, right, fair. Yeah, she is really good, isn't she? Is she lovely?
But again, we just have to. I don't know, why she'd be missing? It was a pretty personal reason, wasn't it? Why she's been missing for a while?
Yeah, I think she was mental health or something.
We can't be too harsh on how we measure how she's been used on TV.
No, totally. Let's take her SmackDown run more into account.
I'd say it's definitely lovely.
Yeah, I agree.
think she's a very
enjoyed it. As women's champion,
woman, yeah.
Why did they never sell the bloody neon belt?
Because it was ghastly.
They sell the piss in Bray Wyatt, $6,500 monstrosity. No, I'd have liked to have owned that. I think that's
Would you like to have owned?
Yeah, wear that at Popwell. Me and you. Yeah. Yeah, she is lovely, isn't she?
Yeah, she definitely is. I think she's so underrated, me.
Yeah, great baby face.
Yeah.
Promos aren't fantastic, but they're not bad either.
Team Bad had all the sass with Tamina.
Yeah, they sure did. Is Tamina here?
She's on SmackDown.
Oh, God, of course she is.
Of course she is. She's on every week. So next up we have Natalya.
Get in the bin.
Absolutely.
Really? Yes!
No, I just watch her. Her character is not nothing about the woman. Not
Lovely woman. Lovely woman.
Yeah.
I wish her and TJ all the best in the world.
When I see stuff, I don't watch full episodes of Total Divas, but when I see it shared on Twitter, she does stuff that's really funny, but she doesn't know she's being funny. No. She's one of those people.
She's your mum.
Yeah, she's your mum. But they do her absolutely no favours in every single storyline she's involved in. They make her look like the biggest blithering idiot you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Survivor Series being the most recent example. Sasha Banks returned in the summer. She took her wig off. She turned heel. She was like, "Oh, Natalya, nice to see you. Wabam! Your dad's dead. Ha ha." For weeks. Mm-hmm. And then Survivor Series came round, and Natalya's like, "Oh, we'll work together, shall we?" And then Sasha lamped her again and eliminated her.
Yeah, she's a moron,
She's an idiot. It's
the way that I would describe, there's one word to describe Natalya, I think, and that's capable. In everything that she does, she's good in the ring. She's a safe set of hands, but she's never any fun to watch.
No, not
I've
at all.
never once been invested in Natalya.
No.
And I think sometimes she takes screen time away from women who deserve it a little bit more. Is that too much?
You know why she's there? Because she is a fan. When you just look at the wrestling in the ring, the nuts and bolts of professional wrestling, she is arguably the best there is in there in terms of like a technical wrestler. If that makes any sense.
No, she just does a sharpshooter. I think I disagree.
When you watch the matches though, her role is to integrate the new women so they're up to speed.
Yep.
And that's why she's used all the piss and time.
Yeah.
But I don't care about her. I don't care about her character.
I don't know what her character is. She wears cat ears.
Matthew always says she's there to promote two things, and it's Bret Hart, or the Hart family, and the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, sure.
And that's all she's there for. I would love to see something original from her that isn't taken from her ancestors, her relatives.
Yep. Yeah, I've got nothing to add there. It's a shame because she seems so nice.
She's a nice woman, lovely cats.
And it feels like bad. Like, if I put her there, how awful is that image?
Yeah.
Bloody her sandwiched between the Ascension. Let's put her at the top of the get in the bin, shall we?
She's the first in line to go in the bin.
It won't go there. There you go. Interesting one, Nia Jax.
She's not like most girls.
Nope. I think as a heel, she plays her role quite well. But she does hurt people.
Yeah, that's the caveat, isn't it? I think bearable, me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I was really on board with her in the build to WrestleMania 34, but then she was part of a. Again, it's down to writing. She was the victim who got one over the bully, but in the end, Alexa Bliss cashed in. And then the bully was the one who looked good.
That's okay, though, with a cash-in, isn't it? I think that's forgivable with a cash-in, because that's like a Healy thing to do.
But just look at it.
Capitalising on the...
In-ring promos, nothing really gets you out your seat, does it?
No, I think she's somebody that needs a manager. I think with a manager, with a small manager, give her a Harvey Whippleman. And I think she'd be really fantastic. Just
Leo
the sort
Rush.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
The modern-day Harvey Whippleman.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, though. When they debuted, her and Tamina stood next to each other, that aesthetic, oof.
You liked it?
I was on board. It was like a proper throwback, big old nasty tag team.
Yeah.
But then it went nowhere. The Tamina train didn't pull up the station, and I'm still heartbroken about that.
You
but
don't
anyway,
actually like Tamina, though.
I like it.
No, you can't. There's nothing to like about Tamina. I know we're not talking about Tamina now, but there is nothing to like
I like
about
her
Tamina.
in an ironic way.
Okay.
I like a lot of things in an ironic way.
Gotcha.
I'm on board with the Tamina train. Anyway, Nia Jax, I'd say just about bearable, because nothing gets you out your seat watching her, for me anyway.
Don't know, some of the power moves are pretty cool.
But when you've seen one of them, you've seen them all, haven't you?
Yeah, but you could say the
still
same about Lashley. I guess he's just about bearable as well. Yeah, I think she has a role to play, and she's been dealt a bit of a rough hand sometimes, but also sometimes it's her fault 'cause she's been sloppy.
She's definitely got a role to play as well as the big monster heel or baby face.
When she did do the punch and everything, and when she jumped on board with that and really healed it up, I liked that. I think she was working the marks there, wasn't she? People were genuinely upset by her, and I think she really she dove into that, and that was cool. I like that, but she is just about bearable.
Yeah.
And at the lower end too.
So this next one is No Way Jose, and No Way Jose belongs in the nearest bin possible.
Yeah.
Gimmick is terrible. I hate the dancing man gimmick. Let's have a fun dance. It's Vince McMahon 101.
Yeah.
He always has to have a man who dances or a woman who dances.
He's the Brodus Clay, Adam Rose, No way, Jose. Gone in that order.
Nonsense, just crap.
It's crap. There's nothing to like. It's kind of cool seeing a big group of people come down the crowd, and maybe like Fandango, like sort of made the whole dancing thing work, but it was different. But it was different to just I'm crap.
How could they watch Adam Rose and what he did, which is the same as No Way Jose?
Exactly the same.
Let's do it again. It worked so well the first time. And it's so bad because No Way Jose, when you look at the guy, he's like 6'4". He's built like a brick, proverbial. He should be in a different role, but he's not. It's
another one. Like he's got a sort of character in that he dances and he comes to the ring and he's got mates. But at the same time, I don't know why.
No. How does he find these people?
Yeah.
Go down to the local club.
Who wants to hang out with that?
No, not me. I don't get it. I never have got the dancing man gimmick.
No, nor me. Maybe kids like it. Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
But even when he had the squash match this week, when he came out, and it was rowing this week, it's just like I just wish I could skip those 6 and 7 minutes of my life. I know nothing's going to happen when No Way Jose makes his way to the ring. Both in terms of like match quality or him winning, and I just wish I could get past it. It's a waste of my time.
Yep. Heyman. That's a waste of my time. Paul Heyman's the best.
Yep. Sells matches without Brock being there. It gets you invested in matches when Brock can't be asked to turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only bad thing you would say about it is just repetitive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is just Brock standing there doing the dancing, and Heyman's
doing the bands. He's full of bands.
He's full of bands, says Brock Lesnar. But then Paul Heyman's just doing the same thing he's been doing for 5, 6, 7
years. But it works.
Now, but it does work.
If something's not broken,
don't fix it.
Exactly.
But maybe it does need a bit of a new lick of paint.
Yeah, maybe. What would you do?
I've got no idea.
Because they're so good together, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you need somebody selling Brock matches when Brock isn't there. He's just so good. It's
not a problem, is it, Adam?
No, it's not, yeah.
But he is, you don't need to say anything about Paul Heyman, we all know.
Yep.
Peyton Bloody Royce.
She's up there with Billy. She's not. I prefer Billy Kay just because, the facials and the blood, everything that Billy does is so funny. She's so animated and her face contorts in ways that are just very, very funny. And Peyton doesn't have that. I think she's a slightly better wrestler. And I see her as a future women's champion as well, because I think she's got a really, really good look that Vince is probably going to be on board with. I think she's stunning. That definitely helps, and that helps Vince especially. And
dirty old man.
And there's something about her, I just really like her. She's just funny. She's funny as well.
I'd say lovely tier again, but not as high as Billy Kay.
Yeah, but definitely above Akira there. I can't believe he's still there. Can we put him down one? That is.
Do you not feel like he's an entertaining guy? He's wholesome.
Wholesome's not enough. Mojo's wholesome.
No, he's not. He's a savage.
He's lovely.
He goes out and knocks boots and then just doesn't call back the next day. He's horrible.
Yeah, but you know what? You get him with Mojo. That's his jam. I can't have Akira there anymore. It's really winding me up. Well, looking at that lovely team.
I'll give you Akira if you give me one down the line.
Okay, deal. Meh. Yeah, that's meh. But fair play to the guy because he sells like mad and he made Drew look good.
Randy Orton.
Lovely.
Oh, I didn't expect that from you.
I think he's good. You were talking about it earlier with Jinder, the sort of old school heel thing. I think Randy does as much as he needs to. And yeah, he's lazy. He's lazy. And I'm going to talk myself out of this very quickly. He ruined Kofi, didn't he? His world title run. Well, Brock ruined him more, but he ruined Kofi because Randy felt lazy there. I think he's the funniest man in all of wrestling. He just doesn't give a toss, and that makes me like him. The RKO is an unbelievably great move, and the fact that he's still finding new ways to hit it out of nowhere, I like him. Do I like him?
I'll tell you what, though.
This
recent run of Randy Orton being sort of Ricochet's stepdad who oversteps the boundaries a bit too much. You know, the sort of stepdad would be like, you have to call me your dad now. I'm your father now just because I'm knocking boots with your mum. And then when he was doing the old wanker sign to...
Funny. He doesn't give a toss.
Who was it to? Was it Seth Rollins?
Seth, when he's doing his rah-rah.
That sort of stuff, that's just a middle-aged man without a care in the world.
Yeah, it's getting paid millions of dollars to not do that much, and that makes me like him.
I nearly said it's refreshing to see.
What laziness. Bloody love laziness, me.
But then you
something
think
about it. He's so good. His heel run, right. His heel run, the Jeff Hardy stuff, the sadistic, nasty Viper. It's good. It is good.
But then you think about the matches where it's just sleeper hold,
That's
Sleeper hold.
One of my favourite things is the bloke holding up the sign. Another rest hold, Randy. It's like, yeah. And that was 10 years ago.
But I think that's what's keeping him out the best.
You're happy with Lovely, Lovely,
I'm
Lovely?
happy with Lovely. This
He's a
current
good
Randy
character.
Orton who doesn't give a toss. Twitch streams aside, maybe.
Yeah.
But the rest of the presentation, I'm happy with Randy Orton to go and Lovely.
Good.
Lovely. Ronald.
I've just realised, you said earlier, you've got to give me one later, and I've just clocked who it is.
Who is
I'm
it?
going to argue, it's going to be Rusev, isn't it? You're going to try and put him in the best, and he's not. We'll get there.
He wants
Rey
to break through.
Mysterious. Ronald Mysterious.
Ronald Mysterious. It's tough.
I think he's the best.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't think he's that high anymore.
I loved his match with Brock.
I tell you what, that was, for a long time, Ray was just meh. Mm-hmm. But this when Brock and then Dominic came down, that was like top draw professional wrestling.
Yeah, it was. He still plays the underdog babyface very, very well.
Yeah.
He gives a lot. He still tries as well. Like, I would argue that out of everyone here, and the ones that are coming up as well, he's the biggest legend out of everyone. I guess Lawler's there as well, but like currently active wrestlers, Rey Mysterio is a legend, and he's never let up. He always.
It's amazing when you think about it, because how many new knees has he had? Like 25 new knees? He's like that broom that Trigger had on Only Fools and Horses.
His matches are still great. You still know what he's about. I like the sort of the Dominic stuff, the family stuff. It makes you empathise, and it makes you care about him more.
You know what? It's Rey Mysterio. He is the best. He was ahead of his time, and now he's in his time.
Had he beaten Brock Lesnar, I would have been confused and surprised, but I wouldn't have been.
No, I tell you what, I thought it all made sense to me. If Ray, thanks to Dom or somebody or Kane, beat Brock, he couldn't have beat Brock on his own. But then have the feud with Andrade, and that would have been the feud
Passing
against
the
Andrade.
torch.
Yeah, that would have been it. I thought that would have made sense, but maybe down the line, who knows? But yeah, Raisin, he isn't the best.
There he goes.
Big Trevor. Big
Interesting,
Trevor.
this one again.
They make me not like him. Because on this week's Raw, as we're sat here on December the 6th, once again, he said, I'm just here trying to make people think that superheroes can be real. Mm-hmm. Do real people say that? That made me think you are a tool.
I wish they'd go balls to the wall with the superhero stuff. I want him saving baby faces in peril all the time. But that's bollocks, isn't it?
What, like a hurricane?
Maybe
That's
not
all.
that. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But that's not fair, because if I was young and hip, which I'm neither, I think I'd tune in and I'd be like, man, Ricochet's somebody that I can get behind. I don't think he's for us.
Go back to when you were 13, though. I would have hated him, like saying things like, I want to make people think that superheroes are real. I'd be like, I hate you.
Yeah, but if you were 8.
If I was 8, yeah, I'd be on board.
I don't think he's for us.
No,
I think
he's
he
not.
does the amazing, like the flippy stuff, which he does impeccably well. I'm not sure he's tailored to us. And how do you take that into account if somebody isn't?
That's the bad thing with us, isn't it? Like, we're critiquing this product, saying we want it for us.
Yeah.
But then we also said the same when we're kids as well.
Yeah, totally. You can't put him in meh. He's not meh.
No,
he's
not.
lovely, lovely, lovely.
I think he is. I think he's a solid, lovely, lovely, lovely. As
Yeah,
well.
he's always fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a better talker than people give him credit for as well. I
I
think.
think I disagree.
Do you?
I'm trying to think of a really great Ricochet promo or something that got me
I don't
really
think he's got
on
a
board.
really great one.
His
but
moves do the talking.
Yeah, I don't think he's as bad and as robotic as people make him out to be.
No, he's just had a few dodgy ones, and maybe.
Just, I
people
hope they
jump on
don't
that.
go too far with the superhero thing. I hope they just keep it. That was too far on this week's Raw.
You don't mind the cosplaying, right?
No, that's
Survivor Series or
I
whatever.
get people's appeal for that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm not into comic books at all, but I get people's appeal for that. But him actually trying to be a superhero, and proving
Maybe that is a bit much. I almost pitched that a minute ago, didn't I? You're right. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah. So next up we have R-Truth, and if we were sat here before the 24/7 title, I would not be going any higher than meh. But since we are sitting here with the 24/7 title thing being a thing, he's at least lovely, lovely, lovely.
I thought you were going to say the best there, which I would have argued with you. But as far as like somebody who is so diverse in what he's able to do, like he can do comedy, he can do serious. I think back to his heel run, which I actually really, really enjoyed, the smoking and all that.
Yeah.
Cheeky devil. And yeah, he's just really entertaining, fun to watch again.
Thankfully, we have, in WWE, just WWE itself, forget about the NWA stuff and all that malarkey. The heel run with the smoking and Little Jimmy and this current 24/7 title run, he can hang his hat on those 2 pegs because the rest of it was crap, in my opinion.
I liked
And,
Kay Quick when I was a kid. Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody. The D-O-double-G-and-K, quick, get rowdy.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing there. I enjoyed that as a kid, but I wouldn't have enjoyed it had it been happening now on our screens.
But
at this age.
at least lovely.
Yeah, totally. He's funny and he's just fun to watch, isn't he? Yeah, he really does.
Gets it. Now this is a weird one. We've got Ruby Riot now.
Yeah.
Who's been injured for 10 years at this point. I don't know where, because when she was the leader of the Riot Squad, I thought she was fantastic and criminally underused.
I agree. I think she's really solid in the ring. Far better than people give her credit for.
Promos, everything she's got. The look is different, which is a good thing. But how she was used, you have to take into account.
Yep.
I want to say lovely.
I think.
But then again, I think people can make a compelling case for meh.
Yep. I think she's meh at this point.
I think
if we do another one of these in a year,
hopefully.
I would expect her to be in lovely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything actually because they'll watch it. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's a harsh meh, but I think it's a fair meh.
Yeah, I hope when she comes back, she's given something proper.
Yeah.
Let her prove herself because I'm sure she'll shine.
I'm going to let you just speak about this one because I don't know what
Sarah
I think.
Logan, no, nor do I.
I don't know what I think.
I think she's solid.
I love how different she is. I love how her style compared to other women's wrestlers is completely different. How she just like kicks people and punches people and does brutal stuff to people.
I just struggle to care still.
The backstory was confusing because one week she was like raised by wolves in the mountains.
Yeah.
Then the next week she was raised by her uncle on a tater tots farm. Then she had the promos with Daniel Bryan, where she was.
I forgot about that.
Have you ever tried gay meat? And where it sounded like she was drunk.
Yeah.
She's slurring words. I know it's weird for me to say that. It sticks in. Yeah. But I don't know how. Is it meh?
I think she's just about bearable.
It's a gimmick that I don't know why they just don't put her with her husband.
Yep, I agree. And it looked like they were teasing it for a while, didn't it? They were like the Viking stuff, and did she mention Vikings or something like that? That would have been really good. Although, like War Machine, bloody Viking Raiders, they can talk. They don't need someone, and it's difficult, isn't it? Because they don't want to do mixed tag stuff.
They could have a representative in the women's division, couldn't they?
You're right.
It all just ties together, like the visuals of it all. But
that's exactly what they should do for sure.
Yeah.
I think she's just about bearable.
Yeah, it's either that or meh, one of the two. I'm trying to think back to the Riot Squad's run. She was just she'd come in and kick a few people and lose.
She was the least interesting of the three, so I think it's fair to put her below
just
Ruby.
About bearable. Oh god.
Oh dear. Seth Rollins.
This is hard. Because now they're making his Twitter profile his gimmick. Mm-hmm. It's starting to work, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
He is completely oblivious to the stuff that makes him hated.
Yep.
And that it's all imitating life.
No self-awareness.
No
self-awareness at all. And I get that he's, being the company man, and I think that's important. It worked when Cena did it.
It works when Roman does it.
Yep. It doesn't work when Seth does it because he's a snivelling little unlikable toe rag. But he's lovely.
He's at least lovely. He's definitely not meh. You're feeling something when you see Seth Rollins. You're
feeling something.
You could argue just about bearable, I guess. But
no, I think he's lovely.
The wrestling. Do you remember when he came back as a babyface and it wasn't really working, and then somebody backstage just said to him, "Seth, go out there and just wrestle," and everyone was like, "Wow."
And they let him as well. They gave him the long matches. He was best thing about Raw for ages.
He was over as Rover for a long old while. WrestleMania 34, that period of time last year. And then, I don't know, do you want to say it all went to his head? Something happened.
I think he's always had a bit of an ego, hasn't he? But it's less about him as the human. Yeah. As a wrestler, I think, again, if we were to do this even in a month, when he's fully gone into the oblivious heel thing, we'll be saying, yeah, he's great. He's a great heel. But he's not there on the 6th of December 2019.
No.
But he is lovely because he
is good, but there's just certain things that just hold him back a bit in your perception of him.
Yep.
It's weird. It's a weird one.
Everybody raves on about his his authority heel run, about how amazing it was, and I liked it, but I don't think it was as good as people made out.
He's a natural heel.
He is a natural heel because he's snivelling, isn't he?
Yeah.
Horrible. So yeah, I think lovely's fair, and I want to like him. I always get a load of crap for slagging him off all the time, but I think he deserves it sometimes.
But then you think about 2019 as Seth Rollins, on Raw, the ascension to beating Brock Lesnar twice, everyone was on board with the guy, thinking, yeah, bring the title back and we'll see it every week. Go and get him. But then the stuff with Lacey happened and Becky, and that wasn't his fault.
No,
that wasn't
the Fiend stuff. Not really his fault either.
No.
The match was produced in that way. I do feel sorry for him because I think he's been dealt a bit of a dodgy hand sometimes, but also he doesn't do himself any favours.
I think Lovely Lovely Love is fair.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Oh,
but like right at the top of Lovely Lovely.
Is he the best? Well. Oh, it feels weird not putting him in the best.
It does, because he's probably the best wrestler on this list.
I'm going to say best. I'm letting.
I think this is the one for me to give you because I wouldn't put him in the best, but I don't have a real objection to him being in the best.
You just want to fight over Rusev, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
But I'm letting his Twitter profile blink at my perception of him too much. I think he is the best, isn't he?
As a character, no.
I don't like the burn it down. That is false.
But that's not his fault either. No. They told him to go out there and stomp his foot and say, burn it down, burn it down.
To be fair, if you were a wrestler in the E, let's pretend, and Vince McMahon said, I want to give you this catchphrase, and I'm going to put it on a T-shirt.
And you're going to get a cut.
7 million children will buy this T-shirt, and you just have to go out and say it. Would you do it?
Of course I would. Yeah. He's just doing his job, isn't he?
Yeah.
Go on then. Let's stick him in the best.
He is good, though, isn't he?
That's your one, though.
Is that me one? I'm happy with that. Big old Shelty B.
Just about there all.
Yeah, it's a real shame, isn't it?
Yeah, he's brilliant as well because he proved like he can talk as well. Remember when he had the mic time? Was it SmackDown or Raw?
It was on Raw.
It was on Raw, yeah. In the build up to the Lesnar stuff.
He's like, yeah,
really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Rey Mysterio, that promo. Yeah.
Really great, and he can still absolutely go in the ring. The guy's not aged in 20 years.
No. I just wish they would hammer home this connection with Lesnar more because as a trio, him, Heyman, and Lesnar is fantastic. I think. And it's just another wasted one, isn't it? They've got this thing that's there, and they don't go with it, and it's just so frustrating. And just because how he's been used on Raw, he's got to be just about bearable, if not meh.
I think meh. Meh's fairer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bottom end of meh?
Yeah, it's not his fault,
not quite the bottom.
What is your problem with Akira Tozawa?
He's just fine. He's fine.
Sin Cara. Bin.
Yeah.
And that's harsh because was it the greatest Royal Rumble when he had that flourish and he was just kicking the piss at everybody?
Who did he eliminate? He eliminated somebody that he shouldn't have been eliminating.
He did like a 5-minute flurry where he was like the best wrestler that's ever existed. And I was thinking, wow!
He's a great wrestler. And we're talking about bloody Hunico here.
Yeah.
We're not talking about...
Not the original one.
No.
But again, how he's been injured for a good year. On Raw, he had that little bit with Katarina/Catalina.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
I think that was the straw that broke his back. He was like, well, that was my only storyline gone.
Yeah.
I'm done here.
I'm really glad the Lucha House party aren't here because they're just blokes in masks, so I don't care about.
Yeah,
I have no reason to invest in any of them.
It's another dancing's fun thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think and you know what? And this is another Dignitas thing. Here, he wants to go, so let's get him in the bin, and by bin we mean AAA.
And I just think, he has been. Was it like it's been at least 9 years, 8-9 years now? It's just that he's had had his time. It's time to move on.
Yeah,
Asuka, best.
The best.
The new little garnish with her face paint.
She's stolen Mojo's gimmick. That's what she's done. She's a veiny throbbing.
The great Mojo was famous for.
No, you know what I mean. Yeah, she's the best, and they've screwed her. I'm glad that they're sort of rebuilding her a little bit at the moment. I'm enjoying the women's tag team title run. I think she just didn't recover after Charlotte, and she's only just getting there now.
I'll tell you what, this week though, that match against Charlotte did nobody any favours. Charlotte we knew was fantastic. That match made her look fantastic, but the Kabuki Warriors as a unit took way too long to beat one lady.
I sort of agree, but Charlotte is so good that I was willing to forgive it. It's like they. As a team, I think they looked really good because every time Charlotte did try and make a comeback, they cut her off with clever, inventive teamwork.
The finish was good, wasn't it?
The finish was great. The elbow drop for the figure eight. Yeah. I agree, maybe that could have been a couple of minutes shorter, but everyone knows Charlotte's brilliant.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want to admit it.
Asuka is the best.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
I think she is probably second behind Charlotte in terms of the pantheon. of women's wrestlers.
You put her above Becky?
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
me too.
She's a better wrestler,
Sasha is up there for me.
Yeah, Sasha's good as well.
No, I think Asuka's better than Sasha.
I think the only one that touches her is Io Shirai, sorry.
Yeah. Io. Yeah.
Io. I keep saying Io. It's Io Shirai.
Yeah, Io's not done enough on the... Well, she's not done quite enough in the WWE as a whole yet for me to get on board with her as much as I have Asuka. Asuka, I just saw her, and I didn't watch her during her time as Kana much. I'd seen a couple of odd bits. I'd seen her getting battered by Suzuki, for example.
That was horrible.
Yeah, but it did sort of make me respect her.
Yeah, well...
Do you know what I mean?
Like Tommy
I didn't
Dreamer.
like it.
Like Tommy Dreamer taking the kendo stick to the back.
Yeah, I think it made her look really badass, like Sheamus. So yeah, I think the best is fair for Asuka.
Right. So next up we have Brock.
I think he's the best.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think
when he turns up, I care still. I'm caring a little bit less, but as the final boss of the WWE, I'm all for it. There's nobody that plays that role better, and there never has been.
His importance to the company, you know, obviously when you're a fan, you forget about what he brings.
Oh yeah.
And what he brings far outweighs the goods, the pros list to the cons.
Yep. And let's face it, right? The match that we're all fed up of, the German thing, it's again not really his fault. They're produced in that way, aren't they?
I guess when you look at kayfabe as well, he is there. He is a mercenary. It's art. Is it art imitating life? We don't know. We're just assuming this with Brock, aren't we? We don't know this for sure. He's a mercenary. Pardon me. He's a mercenary who wants money, and he wants to do as least work as possible to get this money.
Yep.
And that's his gimmick. So I guess when you look at, the repetitive stuff is the gimmick. He is the best, isn't he?
He is.
And when he turns up against your AJ Styles and your Daniel Bryans,
sells like mad for them. He's such a good seller. People never talk about his selling. But he's really good, and he makes them guys look great, even when he beats them, which is always inevitable.
Yeah.
He makes them look really good because he's so respected as the final boss.
Yeah, he is. He is the best. We're going to get a lot of flack for that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
What? Because he doesn't turn up enough.
Yeah.
And his matches are the same.
Yeah, and I guess that is the issue with. Is we want the champion to be there most weeks, don't we? Mm-hmm. But I guess that's the only drawback. But again, it feeds into the gimmick of being the mercenary.
You know what? I'd rather have a part-time Brock champion than Seth Rollins from 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a fair point.
And there is an argument to be made that him being so part-time, it feels like a big deal when that title's defended. Yeah. And that's where Heyman is so important.
But the worst...
Let's put them next to each other.
Especially last year, the worst stretches when he was missing for too long.
Yeah, agreed. And we're not going to see him until what? Rumble build now? Yeah. You know, well, hopefully they're spending that Fox money wisely. I know he's not on SmackDown anymore, but they've got money. Hopefully we'll see more of him. Okay, Eric and Ivar.
So this is because...
Ivar.
The squash matches hamper your perspective of them too much.
And we know they're so good.
They know they're fantastic, but in terms of how they've been used on Raw, it's criminal. Isn't it? And it's going to pain me to say this, right? I'm verging on a meh.
No, that's where I think that's their time on Raw. That's where they deserve to be, because I've seen too many squash matches. I like the fact that they did have a big winning streak, but when it's just jobbers, local competitors, it's meaningless.
Don't care.
Really, we're past that, aren't we?
We know they're big and bruising.
Yeah, exactly. They could have done it 3 weeks and then done something proper. I was very confused about the Saudi Arabia show and the Good Brothers beating them. I thought that was a weird decision. I'm still not entirely comfortable with it, but I guess they haven't been harmed that much. They just don't know what to do with them, do they?
No, I haven't got a clue.
But on Raw,
they are. I know everybody says it, but they're the modern day LOD, aren't they?
Yep.
Road Warriors. They are. I think they're both. Yeah, it's just like we know who they are. We know that Ivar can do things a man of his size shouldn't be able to do. Or is it Eric? I still call them Hanson and Romy.
Eric is
Raymond Rowe. And Ivar.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That says it all, doesn't it? That really does say it all. This is our job. Okay, Kyrie. Lovely.
Is she not the best?
Nah, she's not there yet. She's not on Asuka's level, is she?
They have made a right old mess up of her because was it Meltzer who said that she, in like the same role as Riho, is better in every single way possible, but AEW have used Riho properly, whereas WWE made a massive old mess.
Yeah, I think that I'm glad they've got the titles, but they're both too good to be in the tag scene, really, which is a shame to say because the tag scene should be really important as well. But they're just too fantastic. They've been grouped together for one obvious reason, haven't they? And that says it all. Yeah. It's a shame.
I think but when you watch Kyrie as a babyface, I said was it the Rumble reactions we did ages ago? I want to adopt her. She's got that sort of presence
Yeah.
about her. She's just lovely.
Like Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wrestling ability speaks for itself.
Yep.
Pardon me again. It's either lovely, 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 or I agree. She's not in the best category.
No,
is she?
she's not. But she could be.
She could be one day. I think
Okay.
she's higher than that, though.
Sorry, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, we haven't done that so far. We've paid more
There you
attention to
go.
where they
I think
are.
that's about right. Maybe?
Yeah,
whatever. Right, 5 more to go.
So Rusev.
Okay, I think he's either the very, very bottom of lovely, 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 or he's the very top of meh.
How? You sat there half an hour ago saying when he jumped the barricade,
That's
you were
what I'm saying.
invested.
That's what I'm saying, but I haven't cared about him for a while before that. And that's WWE's fault. That is WWE's fault. Oh, God. He's not the best wrestler, but he's good.
This is a thing I've been... Was it you who keeps saying, like...
Name a great match.
Yeah.
There
you
isn't
can't,
one.
can you?
You can name a great entrance, you can name a great moment, you can name a great promo, probably.
But again, that was largely down to the role. He was a very outdated heel. A very old-fashioned heel for a long time. And then Rusev Day came along, and they had billions in their hands. He was the top merch seller for a little bit, and then they killed it for no reason.
He didn't need to win the title. He should have just been beat some people.
And he could have had an ascension similar, Adam, to The Rock.
That's bollocks. So
He could have been the Bulgarian Rock.
this is where the argument comes, though. Because I know you can't pitch for him to be in the best here.
No, I don't.
Lovely would be fair.
I think he is just lovely, lovely, lovely because he is a very entertaining, endearing man.
Yeah, he's got all the charisma in the world. His comedic timing's great. And it's an Instagram thing again. It's not a WWE TV thing. When I see him, he's just really funny. And
just let them be themselves on TV, for God's sake.
maybe that's what they're doing with like Cedric, and maybe he's just the most boring man in the world. He is playing. Okay, yeah. I think
he's
midway through the lovelies there somewhere.
He's just he's fantastic. I love the guy.
Yeah, me too. I do really love him. But I never want to see him until he gets a bit better in the ring, have that main event push.
Till he gets a bit. That's a slap in the face. That.
It's true though.
How do you know he's not just been holding it back for a while?
Because he's had opportunities and he's never done something I think, wow, that's really good.
Yeah,
his timing's good. It's all just good, isn't it?
He's a massive man, though.
Yeah, big
It
lad.
must be hard to move around when you're that wide. Anyway, Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil.
Just about there. Bin.
Ben. He's a lovely dad.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of charitable things. He fell into the ring that time.
Just about bearable.
I'm just trying to make cases just to get him out of the bin.
I like the hooah.
Hooah. Fantastic tour. Again, hasn't been used in God knows. He had a match recently, I think, a random one where he was just there.
He runs around with the 24/7 lot. He's got a great look, hasn't he? Like,
He
he's
is
a big
massive.
lad.
Yeah,
and-
he's terrifying. I'm happy with the bin.
Yeah, let's pretend his kid's in there and he can go and have a little kiss. There you go.
You're too old to be kissing your dad like that, Titus Jr., whatever your name is.
Titus Jr.
I think he is called Titus.
Is he?
I think he might be. Is it
Titus' real name isn't Titus, is it?
It's Theodadus or something? It's not Theodore.
Thaddeus. Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
Jesus Christ.
Vic
Enjoy the bin, pal.
Vic Joseph, I think, is just about bearable for one reason.
Go on.
Bam!
Okay.
Every single time somebody hits a move and we're watching the replay, he waits until impact is made. Bam!
It's annoying, isn't it?
It's really annoying. One time on WTF Moments, I want to count every single time he says it, but I get wrapped up in writing the script too much. I forget to do it every time.
It's like when you're playing with your figures when you're a kid, isn't it? Bang, boom, bang, 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 bang.
They've definitely been told to say that because Michael Cole does it as well. And I guess the thing that has had Michael Cole in the bin but keeps Vic out of the bin is that Vic is a lot more palatable than Michael Cole.
He's less annoying, isn't he? He's just,
They're
again,
doing the same job to get over catchphrase and use the same terminology because that's what Vince McMahon wants. But the way Vic does it is a lot more easy on the brain.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Michael Cole.
I think Mayor is perfect. He's just a
I'm
good
just not
to
bearable,
average
me.
comp. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I think the BAM thing bothers me a lot. I don't know about you. Do you watch Raw in full these days?
Yeah, of course I do, yeah.
Oh, you do great, don't you?
Yeah.
I get mixed up with the lineup.
I never used to. So I watch the highlights online, but I've got to now. Just about. Yeah, he is just about bearable.
Just the BAM thing. I don't know if that's his fault, but he use boing, use
Pow, kaplunk.
yeah,
Great game.
Whoosh.
Whoosh! Well, when Ricochet runs to the ring,
Buddy
he's a real life superhero.
Whoosh! When Buddy Murphy does his Murphy's Law finisher, whoosh! That would add 10 times more effect to the move.
The thought of Eric Rowan doing the Iron Claw. Right, yeah, just about bearable.
Use more sounds, Vic. So next up we have Zack Ryder, who I think if we're putting Curt Hawkins there, we have to put Zack Ryder there as well.
I'd put him below. No, yeah, man.
It's just that they are hampered by being them.
It's been almost 10 years since he was really good.
Remember when he was an Edgehead? I
Yeah.
was in school still. What were you? You would have been in school as well. Surely.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was sixth form or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I like, and he's fun, isn't he? He's a likable guy.
We can harp on about the Long Island IZ and his internet.
That's what I was going to do. But that was you maybe underestimate just how over that was. I remember going into my student union and there were like people wearing those t-shirts. No, at uni. That was when I was at uni. When I just started uni, I remember going in there and people were wearing that monstrosity of a t-shirt with the QR code on the back. He was so over, but I don't think he was ever going to progress that much further. Not because WWE held him back, because he's just all right.
He's one of those guys you would describe as a gimmick.
Yeah.
He's not like a main eventer.
He'd done something that nobody else has done before, and that should be absolutely admired.
Yeah.
And the social media stuff, the video stuff that he was doing, really, really funny. I used to watch the YouTube show all the time, but there's not that much longevity there, is there?
And he's been there. I think he's just a victim of being there for too long, which is a lot. You know, there was that thing that Mr. Perfect's run was like 4 years or something.
Right.
Could you imagine saying that about a lot of the median career span in the main roster for all of these must be at least 5.
Yeah.
And this is madness. But I think, just because, they are the jobber tag team, the underdog, happy-go-lucky. Whoa, we got the big one, but now we're back down.
Yep.
It's just a bit meh, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've probably seen the last time that he'll ever sort of ascend. When he was with Curt, the storyline was really about Curt. I don't know why they did it with Zack and teamed them up again.
I'll tell you what, though, the WrestleMania 32, when he won the title and they took it off him the next night just to build up
the IC,
the sacrificial lamb, that was a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, I agree. Meh. He's meh,
I think
isn't he?
meh. And then we end with Zelina Vega, who has to be at least the same as Andrade because she is fantastic at talking. And when she's used to get involved in matches doing the Hurricane Rana off the apron, top stuff.
Yep.
I spoke like that.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Just a sort of contemporary take on a classic heel manager, and she plays that role to perfection. And the fact that she can do the odd bit, she'll hit a Hurricane Rana or whatever, is always really entertaining. Her timing is impeccable. Like, as managers, the timing is so important. And I've never really seen her. Nothing springs to mind where she's just messed it up. Everything has been perfect.
No, I think that's with her talking as well. Her timing when she's talking as well. I think the cadence is just it's a good package here in Andrade.
Yeah, I really hope they never break them up.
Yeah. Just works, doesn't it? I think Lovely is where she is. Yeah. She's no worse and she's no better. So there we go. Apologies,
she's slightly worse than Andrade. Just one.
So there we have
Disney's reordering now.
Oh, we can't all be here all day.
All right.
So let's just take a look through at each tier. Pardon me once again. I've had a big strong coffee just before shooting this.
Start from the bin, or do you start from the top?
Should we just say who doesn't? Let's just look at each thing. Who doesn't belong there? AJ, Charlotte, Kevin, Brock, Paul, Becky, Samoa, Ray, Seth, and Asuka. They are the best, aren't they?
There's nobody there that I'd really want to pull out of that category. Sorry, if I had to, I guess it would be the Usos together. Maybe Ray. No, not Ray.
Yeah,
probably the Usos, but they all deserve to be there.
Yeah,
I really do
definitely
think they all deserve to be there.
Then we have Drew, Andrade, Zelina, Kyrie, Buddy, Alistair, Montez, Rusev, Trevor, Randy, Billy, Peyton, Ron, and Naomi.
I'd put Naomi down one if I had to choose someone.
Yeah, but then again, she's just been missing. It's not really her fault, is it?
Yeah.
She's been missing for so long. Fine with that?
Yep.
Nobody to move. Then we have Jinder, the Vikings, Ruby, the Authors of Pain, who were initially lovely. I forgot his name. Curt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, Luke
Gallows, Karl Anderson.
We've been in the studio for
Daddy-O.
a long time. Daddy-O.
Shelty B, and Akira
my
Tozawa.
favourite, Akira Tozawa.
I would put Akira down one more if I had
Would
to
you
choose anyone.
actually?
No, probably Jinder.
Maybe Zach.
Yeah, they are just nice and wholesome, aren't they?
Yeah.
So then, just about bearable, we have EC3, Vic Joseph, Sarah Logan, Eric Rowan, Bobby Lashley, Humberto, your favourite Playboy, Nia Jax, Angelo Dawkins, Lana, Maria, and Jerry Lawler. I think that's just about all of them are justified.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I no doubt we're going to get comments like, how can you put such and such above such and such? But
That's the fun, isn't it? Listening to the arguments, that's what
everyone has their own opinions. If you have your own, tell us what it is.
If you've got to drag one of these lads out of the bin, Natalia, Eric Young, Cedric, Titus, Jose, Sin Cara, and the Ascension.
If I had to pull one of them out the bin, I think it would be Titus, or maybe Cedric. But then again, I just don't care about Cedric, and it's harsh to say.
Maybe Natty, because you sort of made a really good point earlier when you were saying like she plays her role well, and that she helps out the younger talent.
The mother
and you do
hen.
need that.
The mother hen. She feeds them in the nest and then sends them on their way.
Yep.
But I think they're all bin worthy, solidified. Yeah.
Fight us.
Yes, that is it. That's our tiered list for Monday Night Raw. We will have one or two over the Christmas break.
I think two.
Two more. Should I tell them what they are?
Yeah.
Well, do you want what about championship title designs?
Tease the other one.
And we'll not mention the other one. But there you go. Championship title designs with me husband is coming to the channel over the Christmas break.
He loves a belt.
He loves a belt, doesn't he? He's a belt connoisseur. But there is our ranking for Raw. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Tell us where we're wrong, because we're wrong everywhere. See you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.